what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jahnig Leadership Podcast. And we are spitting fire once again. It is awesome to be back. We're talking life, leadership, and lingering topics. And there's nothing quite like looking back on an incredible year in the life of leadership and figuring out what happened in the year of 2022. A year of chaos, yet God's been kind and gracious in the season. Pastor Jahnig, great to have you on the show, the boss man. Thanks for having me.
Nice to wrap up the year, celebrating some statistics, stories. Yeah, epic, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, off the back end of an amazing day in church on Sunday, we Thanksgiving Sunday, a moment just to be grateful for what's been a massive year, what's been a hard year for most. But we've seen some incredible fruits off the back end of this year and hearing some amazing stories coming through the community around us.
I loved Sunday, man. Thanksgiving Sunday become a highlight for us. We even said like next year we're going to turn into like a family like food moment.
Yes, we must eat.
Stick around. Yeah. Let's eat. Potluck vibes, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, it was awesome. But also just to tell the stories of those three components of our church, which we'll break down now.
Yep.
And just seeing people's faces light up as they realize like the small part they play. Like we often say it like in the words of Brian Houston, the story I'm a part of is bigger than the part I play.
Brilliant.
And so I guess Sunday was a bit like that when people heard the stories and realized, man, we did something small, but that's what it ended up like.
Yep.
Yeah, so awesome stuff.
Everyone plays a small role into creating a great story, and so many moving parts of our organization that have all played significant roles this year in building the most significant story, I suppose. It's been an amazing moment. Loved the tagline or the title of Sunday's message, Against All Odds, and it will be the title of this podcast as well.
It's the title of our lives.
It's the title of it, Against All Odds. But you know what? I had a chat with a friend the other day, and I said to him, "How are you doing?" And he said, "Man, I'm fighting, but I'm fighting off the front foot." And
yeah, exactly.
We'll always be that church that fights off the front foot, no matter where we are. It might be tough in seasons, but we're on the front foot, leading the charge and getting out there, doing some amazing things. So we break down the way we build church, the way we structure our finance into three very simple, clean steps, if you like. You want to share some of those with us? I know a few of them.
Yeah, it's kind of behind the scenes, I guess. And then
It
people
is.
hear it and they say, that's really cool. Tell us more, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, this is kind of how we see life as a church financially, and it plays out practically. We see it in three pillars: stretching, strengthening, serving.
Yep.
And so what that means, Dubsy, it's actually from Isaiah when he's talking about expanding territory. It's actually beautiful. It starts out in Isaiah saying, "Sing, O barren woman, you have not borne a child." So he's actually prophesying into life that will flow from an unlikely space.
Brilliant.
And while you're planning to prepare for that, he says, stretch the tent pegs wider, strengthen the cause, lengthen the stakes. And so there's this picture of going, even when you can't see it, like live in a way that expects it.
Brilliant.
So anyway, stretch, always expanding, even when you can't see it. Classic example, COVID. We made some expansions in COVID.
Yes, we did.
Strengthen, obviously, build deeper roots as a church.
Yeah.
Even if you can't feel the roots getting deeper, like do things that deepen people's faith and relationships, which has been, I think, this year a big focus. And then, of course, serve. Leverage everything you have for the benefit of communities around you. So always looking at three things.
Brilliant. And we're going to break those down shortly. But how good is it having a full 8:30 service, nearly full 10:30 service again on Sunday? People are back in the house. People are online.
Come on.
Watch from all over the world. We had some guys leaning in from the UK, from Poland, from Australia, from the UK, from Zimbabwe just up the road, they are in the Northern Cape, Cape Town, Johannesburg. So
I love that he knows all the places.
Those are all my friends.
Pre-service. They are your friends. They're our family.
There are. There's a
I don't know if they want me to be their family, but
no, they do.
They do.
Yeah, they told me.
Well, if you're listening to this, guys, it's good to be family.
Yes, it is, and it's great to have you leaning in from all over the world.
Yeah,
but I feel a real momentum and thrust in the church over the last 3 or 4 months. I feel like we're heading back to some sort of normal.
Absolutely.
And it's great to see people coming out and getting stuck in, and the room shifting, postures changing.
I agree, bro. And you know what we love? Like we've always said, people know we need community.
Yep.
But rhythms have pushed us out of community rhythms, right?
They have.
So this year, although we've all said we can't wait to be back in community, it's taken us time to recalibrate rhythms. And like you say, it's like finally clicking.
Yeah.
And church is full, and people are like actually rhythmically doing life together again.
Absolutely.
And thank God.
Yep. Thank God.
We're better together, right?
We are so much better together. Alrighty. Let's chat a little bit about how we have stretched ourselves this year.
And we have.
Yes. Yes, we have.
I know what you mean, though, practically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously as a campus, we've always dreamed of a life-giving campus. Churches typically have buildings, sometimes really beautiful big buildings, that work hard on a Sunday and maybe once or twice during the week, and then they're quiet.
Yep.
Buildings cost money. Buildings have security. Buildings. So we've always felt like our campus needs to look after itself, wash its face is business language, you know?
Brilliant. Yep.
So sweat the asset, let the asset look after itself, and then leverage it for the benefit of the community. So when we talk expansion or stretching, we've done things that I think have done both.
Yep.
They've added value to the way the building looks after itself financially,
Brilliant.
and they've put people on the property, led into prayer conversations, church conversations.
Yeah.
So things like Little Link expanding its classroom this year, that was one of the things we did. We added value to the school. We built a bigger playground.
Yep.
Guys, if they want the stats, can check it in the PDF.
Yep.
Practically what happened. So yeah, we did some stuff, expanded our office offering. So I think last year we had about 12 offices on the campus. We now have just short of 20 offices on the campus.
We have.
So it's awesome. These are all people that work here, that bring their friends here, that drink coffee here in Wonderland.
Yep.
You know the story, bro. You see faces every day.
Absolutely. It's awesome to see them. Love high-fiving all the parents that drop their kids off at Little Link in the morning and building some great friendships with some of the business guys on campus. And somehow they always end up in church. It's the craziest
Awesome
concept, but we never dreamed of a place that would just operate on a Sunday, but to build a campus that would see feet through day in and day out.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing story. The gym's operating as well.
You know what I love? When someone needs an office in town, they don't do church.
Yep.
They need an office in town. They find out Link has offices. They sign an office. They start paying the bill for an office, which is helping us look after the facilities. So people who come to Link have this beautiful experience that actually someone in business is helping pay for.
Yep.
And then that person meets, like you say, has a high five, meets somebody, ends up in church. Their lives are transformed because we stretched.
So good. And I know you touched on it gently there, that the business guys are actually paying for the expansion of the facility.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with church finance.
No. So the way we've done our expansions, which has been amazing, we've spent about $4.5 million, maybe $5 million over the last few years building our top office wings.
Yep.
And how it's done is we've actually borrowed the money privately.
Yep.
It's had no relationship to church funding or tithing or money that goes to ministry or foundation.
Yep.
It's all come into a central expansion account. And the rent of those facilities has paid back the lenders the money.
Brilliant.
And what I love about this is the people that are lending money, it's not the banks.
Yep.
These are private people that believe in our dream.
Brilliant.
So if it's R1 million, we pay that R1 million back at 8% over 5 years. They get a slight investment.
Yep.
We get to do things that banks won't lend us money for.
Yep.
And it all works. But like you say, it's ring fenced. It's
Brilliant.
a stretch account. It's an expansion account. And it's designed to benefit the church.
Correct.
But the burden never rests on the church.
That's so good. That sounds a bit like Jesus. He's designed to build a church, but the burden never rests on us. It always rests on him.
So good. And you know what? There's a story in the scriptures. People that come here and go, oh, these are building a business.
Yeah.
I mean, we get that from very few people, but
Yeah,
to be
they're
fair,
out
some
there.
people think that. They always reference the same story when Jesus goes into the temple and he flips the tables and he has this like moment with everybody.
Yeah.
What they miss about that story is that Jesus was never angry for them and making profits.
Yeah.
You know, good business makes profits. What he is angry about is that they used people. They abused people.
Wow.
And so it was never about the profit or the market. It was all around the abuse of good people.
Amazing.
And so we just say, like, that's a bad reference.
So good.
Like, the whole heart of this campus is not to abuse people. It's to create value and add value to people.
Absolutely. Tell us about a little about that value that we're adding. I mean, last year, just one of the things was a huge financial benefit to multiple churches around the country.
Yeah. So we gave, I think, just over 300,000 Rand to churches that struggled through COVID. I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Church, our family of Church Link, because of the way we've built, we gave over 300,000 Rand to help churches struggling during COVID. We were able to pay salaries and bills within our church that we wouldn't have been able to pay if we never had this office module. So church was closed on the weekends, but the offices were open, the building was running, and there was this income stream that actually allowed us to be generous to other churches, which is epic, and of course look after our own. So amazing, bro.
Brilliant. Love that. Let's get into some of the detail of some of the ways we've stretched this year. We've expanded the workspace offering, upgraded the playground facility for kids. We introduced new classrooms for the school. We launched Link Spaces. We've hosted events. We held 4 business breakfast gatherings for local business leaders and innovators.
Come on.
All the different numbers on there. You can actually check out this PDF document in the comments below and just give you a little snapshot of the way we've stretched, strengthened, and served our community in the year of 2022.
I love that we just say right there, total income, total expense, there it is.
Hey, all about the numbers. They are clear as day. Everybody knows where the money goes.
Exactly.
And you are welcome to have a look at those and see the exact detail of where that finance is. Pretty transparent.
Incredible, Dubsy.
So
you know, you and I will sit down at the end of the year and go, were we actually a part of that?
Yeah.
Like, did we actually, you always think nothing happens in a year until you look back and realize so much happens in a year.
Yeah, it's been almost felt it's been so crazy, but yet felt like we've done or achieved nothing.
Yeah.
And then you pull this graphic up on Sunday and realize, wow, we've actually
Against all odds
done an incredible amount, received unbelievable income, and blessed, raised, believed in a number of people in our community.
So I think through our foundation and church, I mean, the numbers are here for people to see, but the foundation and church giving numbers added up. So how the church gave to others and how the foundation, which is another form of giving, gave to others. It's like 2.6 million rand.
Amazing.
Left our community to be a blessing to others. Like,
So
just
good.
incredible, bro.
That is incredible. Whoever dreamed of that when we were 14 strong in Nomshlali village 12 years ago?
I didn't, bro.
No.
But I love this. There's this one story, man, when we were talking, I'm thinking like Jesus takes the loaves and fish. Everyone loves the story.
Yeah.
And says he holds them to him and gives thanks. And the next line says, and there was more than enough for everybody plus 12 baskets.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to see the detail between that. He just held them to heaven, gave thanks, and there was more than enough for everybody. And honestly, Thanksgiving Sunday, these stats were that moment for me.
Absolutely.
Like, we just held it to God and said thank you again. And there's been more than enough for the people that we've impacted, our church, communities. Like, again, against all odds. Just keep giving it back to him and he'll do more.
So good. Each disciple left with a doggy bag.
Exactly. A scuff tin.
A scuff tin there. Can you believe it? That's amazing. All right. Multiple ways that we strengthened in 2022. Some of the stats over here: 17,500 coffees through one land.
People like coffee.
They love coffee. 622 plus kids in kids' church in 2022.
That's incredible.
It's massive.
So obviously not all of them are there every weekend, but it's amazing because so many of our kids bring their friends. They love kids' church. So again, to the people that help build links, serve, give, whatever, like, it's amazing to think that you impacted 622 kids.
Amazing.
Like, that's big.
So good. 42 people did discovery, which we've only done 2. And it's only been 2 months of discovery. 42 people gone through discovery. 250 plus people joined us for our meet and greet dinners. Obviously a highlight of 2022. It's been amazing meeting so many new families coming through there. And
again, against all odds.
Against all odds.
We've had lots of people leave our shores, lots of people head overseas. And you always think, like, what does this mean for everyone? Well, apparently God's got another idea, and there's 250 plus people that have just joined us on shore,
Yes, he does.
He looks after us.
I'd love to know how many Woolworths lasagnas we've served in that stat there. 250 plus people.
Shout out Woolies.
There's probably 150 lasagnas from Woolies.
The chicken is good.
We want a discount. Anyway, 250 people serving on our dream team.
That is awesome, Dubsy.
Unbelievable.
People make the place.
People do make the place. It's all about the people. All these stats, I mean, they just affront to a number of incredible people that have got behind the vision of our church, thrown themselves at it, and served this house so incredibly over the last year or so. That tea with test, that's quite ridiculous. 20,257 plus ladies have lent into tea with test.
I laughed at Tess now when she started this. We were stranded in Mauritius during the first lockdown.
Remember
she's like, I don't know how to like serve the church in this season. Anyway, she says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to pour a cup of tea on the porch in Mauritius, put my phone on and have a tea with.
Have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and
they
she
showed up.
She's like, I don't think anyone's going to want to have tea with me. I'm like, well, apparently 20,257 plus people.
That is
ladies.
Phenomenal.
And 1 or 2 guys snuck in there. But
yeah,
awesome.
We're watching you. 5,145 subscribers in our mailer and our database, which is amazing. So, and we've actually given people permission to leave.
And they do.
And they do every now and then, but most people have stuck around. They want to know what we're up to, and it's quite amazing, actually. 5,000 people get our mailer.
Yeah, we get a high open and click rate. So
I was actually going to say that. It's amazing, actually. I think it's
people actually want to know
60% of the mailer that goes out gets opened. So
reaching a lot of people through that.
There's some of the countries that have watched online: India, Philippines, South Africa, Indonesia, Turkey.
Come on.
Countries watching online.
I love that we're reaching that Asian community because, it's a very unchurched community.
Correct.
It means they're looking for life.
Yep.
And that means the gospel is grabbing their attention through links. So
the gospel's alive.
Come on.
75 baptisms, 35 baby dedications, and 400 new families through church.
Incredible, bro.
Some visiting, some have stuck around. It really has been amazing. 850,790 people reached in our online services in 2022.
And I just need to pause and say that is not just like organic, or not organic, what's the word? like when someone just scrolls past your page and like, okay, you reached them.
Yep.
It's not that. That number is when someone has stuck around for minutes at a time
Yep.
in any of our platforms to see what's going on or hear more. So those are engagements. Those are not just like we scanned over your page. That's someone
3-second recording.
Yeah. No, this is real life engagement. So it's awesome.
Someone is linked in there. I love how we don't inflate the numbers.
Yeah.
Just a simple.
Yeah, we could have said 4.5 million. No.
Just a simple, honest, like this is what it is. I mean, we'd love more people to be baptized and we'd love more people to go through certain environments. But hey, if there's 35 baptisms, we're going to celebrate them. If there's whatever that might look like. And the numbers are real and they are honest. And every stat tells a story. Every number on this page is a life changed. So
amazing, bro. Over 110 students and youth on the weekends. 904 new people signed Connect cards this year. So somewhere in the life of this year, 904 people let us know that they were new and visiting.
How's it? Most of them are from Bloemfontein and Pretoria.
Come on.
How many people have moved down from
Bring them down, bro.
That's amazing.
We love you guys.
And they're such good eggs.
Exactly.
It's so rad. Anyway, North Coast is
ons is baie bedankbaar.
Yeah. Baie mooi. Anyway. That is awesome. All right. We've also served the community incredibly over the last year through the foundation.
Yeah.
Go through some of those stats and let us know what you're thinking.
Well, this has just grown. I think the foundation's only a couple of years old now. Kath's been amazing.
5 years. I think they celebrated 5 years this year. Yeah.
No wonder it's flourishing. Yeah, 5 is my favorite.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, grace, bro. Anyway, 413 students impacted through literacy programs. It's actually more than that. We were speaking about it just before.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it, and I think it's so important to say that every number we mention here, it is an ongoing impact.
Yes.
So we don't just jump in there, give them all a library book, and say we impacted 400 kids.
Yeah, well done, high five. Here you go.
No, we have team on the ground.
Yep.
All day, every day, during the weeks, during the months, building into 413, in this case, students.
So the foundation team committed to a 4-year commitment with these kids.
Bro.
And literally once they move on to the higher grades, they just kick back into the lower grades and keep moving. So
amazing.
A 4-year impact, 1,115 kids.
And I love that we've like focused on education and employment. We've just said like that matters, you know?
Yep.
It's teach kids to read, help them get educated, and make sure that people in the later years of life can get employment because that really changes things.
So good. And just the partnering with incredible organizations that are actually doing great things.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reinvent the wheel with the foundation. We've just gone after those 2 streams.
Yeah, like NEM is a great example. I mean, their product for reading and training kids in reading is unbelievable.
Yep.
So we've just partnered with them and worked with what works. And so for people that give to the foundation, you should know your impact is exponential. Again, against all odds.
Yep.
Like you gave 100 Rand and it impacted 4,000 kids. Like how does that work? You know, but God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And for each little amount that comes in, it multiplies as it goes out. So it's an awesome story.
1 + 1 = 1,000. Anyway, you do the math.
Exactly.
All right. 297 people completed empowerment coaching programs.
Incredible, bro.
600 families fed because of the buckets at Hope Parcels this year. It was actually more than 600. We ordered 600 buckets, but it ended up around 650. I think.
We did the stats when we first sold out.
Yeah.
And then we found out we actually ordered another 100-odd buckets.
Amazing.
That's cool.
165 people found jobs through the job readiness programs at Work for a Living. 297 graduates, 165 employments, 236 students in phase 2.
That's a cool number. 165 employments that people that went through Work for a Living.
Found work,
bro.
Yeah.
165 in one calendar year, new people got work.
Yeah.
In our area because of our church community and spaces we've created for that. So it's amazing, bro.
It's been so good.
Also, you know what? I realized with the buckets, I did the numbers. We were carrying the buckets earlier, and I was like, I wonder what values in each, because we just carry buckets.
Yeah.
It's about just under 400,000 rands worth of food that goes into communities through the buckets drive.
That's incredible.
It's a cool story.
We have a proper generous community.
Mm-hmm.
We also ran the Comrades Marathon for readers. And I know we did a podcast on it earlier in the year, but we raised somewhere around 340,000 Rand for the foundation this year.
First libraries in.
Yeah, 150,000 of that's going to my knee replacements when I turn 50. The rest's going out to feed.
That's not true. You're doing Comrades next year again.
Yeah, just
FTK,
joking.
my man.
Yeah, 100%.
For the kids.
For the kids. And what a privilege. Definitely my best run with my mates and running for a great cause.
Bro, I get happiness feelings.
Yeah.
Because I saw a photo last night of you and I standing at the end of the Comrades with that like FMB towel over our shoulders. And the joy, the glow on our faces, bro.
That was amazing.
And to think that libraries came off the back of that joy. What a pleasure.
And one library in the ground, another 2 early next year. Actually, awesome to be a part of that library build with the first one out there with the team. So, making a difference. And making it easy to make a difference through the foundation and how to serve the community.
Absolutely. So be encouraged, church. Every rand sowed, every hour spent, every word shared, any way you serve the local church community, honestly, it's against the odds. It's exponential.
Yeah.
There's actually a cool story in Genesis 26, I believe it is. It says Isaac sowed in a land of famine. It's quite a cool story.
Yeah.
And it says, and in that year he reaped 100-fold.
Wow.
So I remember Rory Dyer once saying, you can sow yourself out of a famine.
Yeah.
Like when you live by faith, you can sow yourself out of famine, which is totally counterintuitive.
Correct.
That's what's happened this year. And the last 3 years, we've actually been more generous than before in seasons where we've had less.
Yeah.
And the result has been 100-fold. That's all I can say. I don't know how else to say it,
So good. Against all odds, it's been an amazing year, 2022, and one we will look back on fondly. We are super excited for 2023 and all God's going to do heading into this next year. Keep your eyes on all our social media platforms for Vision Sunday happening at the end of January this year. Always a highlight year and one to align ourselves with the vision of the house and to move us forward into the year. Can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing. Seen a couple of little highlights and snapshots coming out of some of the filming and photography that's happened for that already. And it's not only great video footage, but it is going to be an incredible year. Moving a year from chaos to confidence in 2023. And just wanted to take a moment to thank every single person that jumped in to 2022 wholeheartedly, got behind the local church, invested financially with time and with your talents. And it's amazing what has come out of this year against all odds. So if you have enjoyed this podcast, I'd love you to jump on to Pastor Dill's podcast over here and just subscribe to that so that you'll get notifications every time it comes on. And you can click here for more content just like this. Have an amazing festive season. And we'll catch you in the back end of the year.